Today, I'm gonna show you how I built myself a content hub for my marketing content pipeline. So every week, I want to be able to go and look up the top ranking influencers in the different social media channels like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And so I created a dashboard that pulls those creators every week. And then every month, I'm also going to work on blogs, newsletters, and lead magnets. So I created the system. I started with brand requirements. I'll show you the Word document first that I put together. Requirements are really important at the beginning of a project, especially because they really set the foundation to do this in a way where you don't consume a ton of tokens. So I really recommend that you start with a well thought out plan. And of course, you can get one from Claude or ChatGPT in terms of the actual project requirements, but I really started breaking down everything by channel, um, by the intent of what I'm trying to do, which is conversions and newsletter subscribers. So I gave Claude all of that background information, and let's take a look now. So I always start in Word, and here's my content marketing plan, and I'm going to refine this with Claude Code, but this is where we're starting. I have about 7 pages, so I'm 90% there, and whatever Claude Code doesn't understand will ask me. This is my website. This is my brand identity. I can add so much more here. I could have logo. I could have brand voice, which I don't right now, but it's something I'll work out later, and I'm okay with that. Always use brand colors from the website, so all of our styling matches, 90% light, 10% dark accents. I'm being specific here because sometimes Claude will be too dark for me. I like the burgundy on my website, but I don't want too much burgundy. I like high contrast, fonts are big enough. Here are my content goals for my business. And this is a cool graph I saw in content marketing style is I saw this newsletter, the 5-beat story structure, and I took it as my content marketing style. So I want to be always telling a story in my marketing. No matter what I post, there should be a transformation there. So the current situation, the epiphany, the obstacle, how it was addressed, the resolution. So this is kind of like the hero's journey almost. I have an active CTA list, content titles, skills to use that I already have. I can add to this. Align all my social profiles. So as part of this, I want to get all my social profiles well aligned and targeting the same kind of niche. I can even give the specific niches I want to target here, but I already have them in another document, so I didn't repeat. Channels, so respect rules and restrictions for each channel. I'm talking about YouTube here, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I want to repurpose content. I'm going to start by recording 2 to 3 videos for YouTube and then break those down in shorts. And then I also can have those shorts also for Instagram and Facebook. And then I also have carousels. For those, for LinkedIn, I have the carousels as well, but they have the PDF requirements. And I have some viral hooks I took from Sabrina Ramanov that I really like. I love her hooks. And each YouTube video should become a newsletter and a blog post. And I want to link the YouTube video in the post. That way you have those links across the web. And then I want to do monthly webinars and challenges, but we'll talk about that later. I'm going to build a content hub. This is a big one. So I'm going to create a dashboard for all the channels with Apify competitive viral post data. So this is one big part of my content marketing strategy is to use what's already working from certain creators, TikTok, Instagram creators. I even have some competitive websites. I want to be able to choose posts from those posts that are doing really well. I want to be able to choose posts to copy. That's basically what's happening. So we want to modify, of course, and make it our own. But I basically want to do that across the platforms. For YouTube, I wanted to generate ideas based on YouTube creators, like viral posts, write a transcript. And then from the transcript, once it's approved, create Google Slides to be saved on the Google Drive folder. And all of these assets, once they're approved on a text basis, will become the right format for the right channel. And then I'm going to have them saved on a Google Drive, and I'm going to load them from there, even if it's for mobile or not. I use Later anyway to post, but for example, for LinkedIn, I go directly on the desktop. And for YouTube, I also go directly on the desktop. So depends on where you need it. And I said, okay, so once you've done all this, once it's ready, once it's approved, I choose the post to copy. You will work on the content and email me the summary of it all with links to Google Drive folder where I can read and edit the proposed content so you can finalize it in its final format. I will respond to the email when I'm done, and you will use the Drive's content to put it in its ultimate format for social media networks. Send me an email when that step is done. Then I'll know where to go with, have everything in its final format. And then monthly, I want to do an activation and conversion strategy. On the first of each month, I want 2 lead magnets so I can activate through DMs. I want 1 webinar masterclass event a month, podcast opportunities list to reach out to, public speaking opportunities list to apply for. I need a DM strategy for lead magnets and automating that process. Present results in an email to my email with the recommended actions that you can follow up on. So I think that's comprehensive enough. Now, when I go to Claude Code, here's my first prompt. Use the Brand Assets AI Services Content Marketing Plan doc to update our current pipeline and create the Content Hub. Go through the document and ask me clarifying questions until you're 95% confident what to build. Great. So now Claude is doing its thing. It read the document, and this plan describes at least 5 independent subsystems: a Content Hub dashboard, weekly Apify pull plus content generation pipeline expansion, monthly activation podcasts, DM automation lead magnet funnel, social profile rewrites. Each is its own build. I'll help you decompose, pick one to spec first, then move through the rest. So the first thing I want to work on is let's start the Content Hub, because I think that's going to make sure we flow from there. Let's create a Content Hub. And by the way, you want to notice here, I'm in plan mode because I'm just starting a project referencing a requirements document. I'm going to be in plan mode until we're good to go. And once we decide we're going to do this, you have all your information. I'm going to go back to edit automatically. Okay, so clarifying questions. I already have an Apify account. I have an Apify account, but I haven't picked actors. Okay, so I think I have an Apify account. I think it's B. Okay, what is data freshness and scope of the pull? When Friday 8 a.m. runs, what time window and volume are we pulling per creator? Past 7 days only? Yes, that's what I want. Past 7 days from your listed creators plus top posts by niche hashtags, so you can catch viral posts from creators you don't follow. Top 10 past 7 days per creator. And then I can also provide URLs of posts I like. I usually listen to Claude's recommendations unless I have a strong opinion. Here, clarifying questions. What does the dashboard actually show per post? Thumbnail, creator name, handle per post date, caption, optional add-ons. Okay, so the core for sure. Although it seems like a lot, but I can... Okay, yes, their engagement is here. That's good. Like, link out button, checkbox, engagement counts, likes and comments and shares. And we're going to add pretty much everything here. I mean, everything here is interesting. I don't know why I would want that. Where should the dashboard run? How it... Yes, local. For now, everything I do is local. One day, if I decide to operationalize it, I will. Okay, archive, recommended. Tech stack of the dashboard. Yeah, I want to keep it simple. So now it's writing the plan. Okay, so the plan here, my marketing plan. These are all my decisions that I just made. And then future specs that we are not covering yet. Now it's time to take a look at the Content Hub that after, I would say, about a few hours at least, 6 hours or 4 hours of coding back and forth with Claude Code, based on my requirements and a lot of clarifying questions and answers, I received this. And this is, I made some tweaks to it, to the formatting, to the layout, but overall I'm happy with it. This is updated once as of the 13th, the week of the 13th, which was last week. And you see YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. We basically gave it the creators I wanted to follow. Right now, it has different amounts of creators I'm following and different channels. On YouTube, I'm not following that many. We see here the top post ranked for that week. It's from a podcast. It has a really high engagement rate, but that's because it's a podcast. It's not the same as, like a YouTube education video. Sabrina Ramanov, she's big. And so we can look at engagement rates here and why it's trending. Then we can see LinkedIn. Again, I have different creators on different networks. On LinkedIn, you can see really like the engagement. You can just see likes and comments. This creator is pretty good. It seems like if I was going to copy anyone's content, it should be his. He's doing really well. Then we have TikTok. I'm not following as many people on TikTok, in fact. So again, you see the engagement rate. And then we have Instagram here. We don't have the engagement rate. We just have likes and comments and reshares. But overall, I have the data that I need. I know what are the best ones, and then I can select them. So I selected this one here on Instagram, and I selected this one, and I told afterwards, create Instagram batch, which has a template applied to it, and then it goes into my Google Drive, which I'll show you. So this is the part of the process where we start. We update this content hub every week. I recently also asked it to add market news. It's more industry news, but it doesn't matter. So this is from Reddit. I have all the sources, Reddit and the internet. And so I'm going to come here and I'm going to probably do some short form content from this. So there's some food for thought here. I have like a diverse set of information, social and the first step of the process is that this gets updated. I get sent an email that it is updated. And then from here, I come and I pick for this week. Okay, let's take a look at Instagram. So slide 1. This is created. Another one from, you can see the same kind of templates. Some of them are a little messed up, but I would tell it to fix it. Yeah, this one needs to be fixed. And let's take a look at TikTok. For TikTok, I wanted to make me reels. So an MP4 carousel. It's again the same slides with more of a TikTok vibe. And I'm going to change this again, but you can see the template and the consistency. And so I can now post this to TikTok carousels that are also videos better performing than just regular carousels. I want to know that too. Then I also get, if we take a look here, LinkedIn, we got a weekly infographic. Let's take a look at, yep, there we go. It created this for me. And here is a PDF carousel because that's LinkedIn and we need PDFs. And here is the actual caption for the post. So whenever you have a post to make, there's always a caption with it. This is the actual post. First, I approve the content of the post. When I'm happy with the content, it creates the carousel and the caption in this case. So there is an approval first step where I make sure that the content that's being made is something I want to post. If not, and I can make a change to this post, I can edit it and then ask it to use my edited version to make the final content. Okay, and then we have YouTube. For YouTube, it's mostly, I have basically a transcript made to help me write up the show, like to help me, for example, structure what to say. But so far I haven't used it. I also wanted it to create a deck. This is not really like a digestible format. So this is what happens. And then if I need any changes, of course, I tell Claude Code, but then I go from here, I download for TikTok, I'll come here, I'll download the MP4s, and then also open the caption and copy paste it once I post. And I'm putting this right now on later for the scheduling. I'm not going to do that forever. I can see the value of using something like Blotato to manage content posting. And I'm probably going to be dropping later and subscribing to Blotato so it can actually just do it directly from Claude because it has an MCP server, which later doesn't. So I need the extra step of me manually downloading it from here and then putting it in later, where with Blotato, I can completely remove this step that I'm doing right now, and I can directly go from Claude Code into Blotato and schedule it there, and I don't have to do it manually. So it will save me time for sure. All right, so this is my weekend project. It took me a little bit longer than I expected to set it up, especially things that have to do with, templates and getting a certain style down. You need to run it from beginning to end, and it does take a lot of time. But it was a weekend project well worth it because now I have beautiful content that I don't need to worry about, and I can just set it up and get it going. And I'm going to keep building from here. I have a lot of other ideas of how to change this and improve this. So this content hub is something that I'm really going to be improving upon as well.